That's what I'd advise. Don't
Yeah.
don't ever think you're going to go and work for Disney or no, you're
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
It's
otherwise.
it's not going to happen.
I said you're actually a legend to say in this game. And I think I'm going to compare you with some names that I actually know. You're a legend of your own, and I just want to tell you to continue doing what you want, continue doing it, and then I just want to say a lot of people are learning from you, and including me, right? It was because of you I decided to start 2D animation. So I don't think if there wasn't you, there wasn't going to be Jai animations. You understand? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. And I'm being grateful for everything you do.
So that's a clip from an interview I did last week, late last week, with Jai or Jay. He's a content creator, or actually, he's a digital creator and animator. And he interviewed me about my journey to becoming an animator. So if you want to watch after this, the full interview is in there. I'm so sorry, I'm not used to doing these Zoom calls, so I was leaning in right into the camera, and so the quality is terrible, but hopefully you can get something out of this. What he left me with is that I had an impact on his creation process in that he learned 2D animation from me, which is astounding. I don't think when you're sitting here creating stuff, you actually get much feedback from the people that are watching your stuff. So it was just good to hear straight from him that I've had this, I guess you could say, a positive effect on his at least work life. So please watch the full video. As I say, the from my side, Jai's looking good there. He does this regularly, but from my side, I don't, and it looks terrible. So my apologies right off the bat for that. Please go check out his channel. I'll put the links in the bottom. He's on Instagram and, of course, YouTube and Facebook everywhere. And so please go check him out. Thanks again for dropping into my animation channel. I hope you enjoy the interview and get something out of it. And hopefully I'll see you here again soon. All the best and keep animating out there. Cheers.
So first of all, introduction, right? My name is Caleb Fajai Ayuba, but then my brand name is called Jai. So I'm actually a creative person, an animator, a videographer, and I love to connect with people who have been long in the game and hear their story and share it with others so that beginners in field would know and learn how you actually navigate through the industry. So first of all, I would like you to introduce yourself and tell us what you do here.
My name is James Whitelaw. I'm a animator and an illustrator.
All
I've
right.
been illustrating for 25 years,
Well,
27 years, and I've
mm,
on and off for as long as that, but animating more seriously for the last 6 years.
all right. That's beautiful. What country do you stay at? What country are you from?
Okay. So I'm in Cape Town in South Africa, but I was
Okay.
actually born in Zimbabwe. So I'm an
Oh
immigrant
wow.
here a
Oh,
long time ago.
that's beautiful. That's actually very beautiful, sir.
Okay, from one country to another.
Yeah, that's actually beautiful. So
Thank you.
I'm actually Nigerian from the
Okay.
north central part of Nigeria, which is Plateau State, just Nigeria. I was born here and I grew up here. So I was actually born here. So I have to say this, right? I learned all my 2D animation skills from you through YouTube, right? And
Oh,
I,
really?
yeah, yes. That's the major reason why I said I have to make a video with you because you were more of like a mentor to me because I when I wanted to learn animation, right? I just searched animation and your page was what popped up first, right? And that was the major reason why
Oh,
yes, that was the major reason why I decided to start learning OpenToonz. And then I started learning the skeleton too, the movement and everything. And yeah, I watched that animation of yours. Is it the painter? Is it the
yes.
painter? Yeah, the painter in the jungle,
Yeah.
right? So like one thing I love with the animation is the movements of the animals you giving life to the animals, which it's actually mind blowing. You understand? Giving
Oh
life to
wow.
the
Okay.
animals, yes, and everything was just beautiful. So
Well,
like,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
you're welcome, sir. So can you tell us about your
Thank you.
journey? Can you tell us about your journey, how you started, and what drive you to actually go and learn 2D animation? Just tell us your journey and how it's actually started.
Okay. So as I said, I didn't start here. I started actually from school when I was young,
All right.
18, and I left school. There was no animation here. I was in South
Okay.
Africa by that time, but there was no animation, nothing.
Okay.
Very, that would have been 1980, or a long time ago. Nothing. So when I came out of school, I went and studied engineering. I studied
Okay.
land surveying, and I worked at that for years until I was
Okay.
30. And then when I was 30, I realized I had to do. I'm creative. I like drawing. I wasn't an engineer. It was my job, but my passion was I was always writing stories. I was doing
Yeah.
cartoons, writing
Yeah.
comic books, and I had so many stories in my head. And eventually, when I was 30, I'd studied
Okay.
some graphic design for 2 years part time, and
All right.
I went out and I started freelancing for illustration, and
Uh,
that was 27 years ago, and I've been doing that for 27 years.
okay.
Then
So
I got into
okay, I said
yeah,
so.
then
Are you like a
yeah, okay, okay.
are you like a
Then
full-time freelancer now, or you
yeah, I
actually
am, yeah, yeah,
okay?
yeah. I've
So
been a full
so
time for 20.
well. Well, that's great.
No,
That's actually beautiful. That's beautiful. So
thank you. Yeah.
my second question is right. So like, do you earn fully from animation, or you actually have a let's say part-time job and you mix it up together with your
Uh,
freelance work, or you're actually a freelancer? Like,
yeah.
are you actually a full-time freelancer now? That's my question.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. My money comes from the freelance illustration, but the
okay.
animation is not. It's not that I've made money in animation
All right.
because people see you on YouTube and they find you. I've done some commissions.
Okay.
I've done some work for some guys in Australia,
Wow.
and I've done some work for a guy here in South Africa. So there is money there. It's not regular,
Okay.
but I can fit it freelancing anyway. If I get work on the animation side, then I
Mm,
can take it. And then the other thing that I generate money from is I also create courses. I've got three
okay.
courses that I create.
Okay.
I
Well,
also sell those. So those bring in a regular income as well. But most of my money is still from illustration. But
okay.
what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to animate more than I illustrate,
Okay.
drive
Okay.
my work to the other side. Yeah.
Okay. Do you actually draw frame by frame, or you rig all your characters like most of the times? Do you do the frame by frame drawing, or you actually rig your characters?
So those animals that you see, the lion, I've just been working on a zebra now. I've just uploaded it this week.
Okay.
I'll upload the zebra.
Okay.
That's all frame by frame.
Wow.
The springbok, the gazelle, that's all frame by frame. The
Wow.
characters that painter that you talk about, that's rigged. So
Yeah.
he walks. I've set
Movement.
up a
Yes.
rig on
Yes.
him, and he
Yes.
walks. Yeah. So it's a combination. I do both.
Okay, so you sit for hours, let's say 10 hours drawing frame by frame. That is a lot. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
most of the times,
yeah.
right here.
It is unreal. People say I'm very impatient because I can be
Okay,
very impatient in the
alright,
way I talk and everything.
okay,
But trust me, when it comes to animation, I'm very patient. So you
okay,
can.
yeah.
It just takes so long. I mean, you've done some, so you know how long it takes.
Yes,
When
I
I'm
have,
working, it takes so long. For a second, I work on if I'm working on a film.
yeah.
It takes about a month to do a minute.
Wow.
So a 6 minute film will take 6 months. A 12-minute film will take a
Months,
year.
a
That's how long
year.
it takes. So
Mm,
you're doing a minute 60 seconds in say 30 days. You're doing about 2 or 3 seconds a day.
Sure,
It's
sure.
it's so slow. So
That is a
even
lot.
that, yeah, it's so slow. And
Yeah.
people think I actually started when I started 27 years ago when I was
Okay.
30. I started actually, I was my first animation jobs. I was doing 3D animation back so
Okay.
long ago.
Okay.
Before Maya, we were using AutoCAD had a program called 3D Max, and we were
Okay.
actually animating in 3D. And that
Wow.
was that was so long ago. They still use it. It's an amazing program. But
Yeah.
we had a. I was working with young guys then. I was much younger. They were in their 20s. I was 30,
Okay. Okay.
and they had this ongoing joke that people, because it was now animated on the computer, people
Mm.
thought it was quick, because it's on
Okay.
the computer. You don't have to.
You want
It
the
doesn't, the computer has not sped up anything. What it's done is it's just changed the way you work, but
sure,
it really hasn't sped up the workflow.
sure, sure.
What took 10 months 20 years ago still takes 10 months today. It's just different. You don't paint
Yeah.
your cells by hand. You click
You
and
click.
you do things differently. But I think what technology has changed, which makes it great for guys like you and me, is that
Yeah.
you can do all of it yourself now. I think
It's
that's
true.
the wonder of technology. In the
Sure,
past,
sure.
you would just do a little bit. So you would draw, somebody else would paint, somebody else would take the photos. You
Yeah.
literally took a photo,
Sure.
blah blah blah. It would so a lot of people to make one thing. We
Okay.
we can do this all ourselves now, which is what I do. I do it all myself,
Sure. Sure.
which is
So
also crazy.
it's so
Um,
crazy.
yeah,
So
yeah, it's crazy.
my next question is, what is your advice to people trying to actually learn animation? Would you advise them that it's actually a good career path, or what is your best advice to them?
It's a difficult one because in reality, it
Yeah.
depends where you are. So we're in Africa here. Um, like I said, when I came out of school, what is it, 40 years ago, almost 40 years
Mhm.
ago, there was no animation. Today, animation here is big, very big. It's the amount of animation that comes out of South Africa alone, and I know a lot of stuff you got. I've been seeing a lot of stuff coming out of Nigeria. You got big studios there.
Yeah,
So
sure.
the landscape, the opportunity, the possibility today is way different than it was 30, 40 years ago. So there is that
True.
opportunity. So if you're young and you want to get into animation, I won't say it's easy. It's not easy. It's easier to go and
Mhm.
get another job. But if you've got that passion and you're willing to work hard, you can actually make it work. There's these two big studios down the road here in Cape Town, but I'm too old to go and work for them. You have to be very young when you get in,
Yeah,
You
true,
don't want
true.
old guys like me.
Yeah.
So I'll never work for them. So I know that. And so that's why I'm making my own movies. Some of them will hopefully get bought up and go and do some work and make some money in the years to
Mm,
come. But I'm
yeah.
doing it all myself. I've got people that will help me on some of the bigger movies, but
Okay.
I'm doing it myself. So that's my advice to any youngster out there, especially here in
Yeah.
Africa. Don't go and look for a job in animation. Do it yourself. You need to be a
Yeah.
self-starter. It's going
Yes.
to be hard. Do like you did. Go and learn from somebody like me or anybody on YouTube.
Yeah. Sure.
If you have to go and buy some courses, you don't have to buy
Mm,
courses to learn, but do it yourself. Don't go looking for a job, and then you can build your own series or your own characters or whatever. That's what I'd advise. Don't
yeah.
don't ever think you're going to go and work for Disney or no, you're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, Pixar, all the rest.
it's not going to happen. There's a small chance you can there in Nigeria go and get a job at one
Okay,
of the animation studios, and there's the same here. But
okay,
there's so many people trying to get in, and the jobs are so. I don't want to say that so few. There's lots of the jobs, but there's a lot of
okay.
people competing. So
Okay,
my advice
saturated,
is,
right? I said the workspace is saturated, right?
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
it is.
all right.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean, and also media has changed so much. So, when I was young, it was TV and
Okay.
movies. You'd watch TV,
Yeah.
you'd you might have three channels, right?
Yeah, six
It's crazy. I
cameras.
mean, I'm so old now that when I was a young guy and I was watching
Yeah.
TV, it only came on at 6 o'clock, right?
Okay.
You had to wait till
Wow.
6 o'clock
So
at
what's
12, and you had the
okay?
national anthem, and you had prayers and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
Now
true.
look at us. Now nobody watches TV. They're on the internet. They're
Yeah.
streaming. You got
Streaming.
Netflix. You got
Sure.
Apple. It's crazy. So the whole media has shifted, but that also brings a lot of opportunity for guys like us who want to do our own thing. There's a lot of opportunity now which wasn't there. I mean, I think you 17, 18 years old,
Mm.
you couldn't do what we're doing even now,
Yeah,
17,
true.
20 years ago. It's impossible. Now you can do it. So if you're a youngster and you want to create a movie, there's nothing stopping you. You can get everything you need to do for
Yeah.
and do it. You can build a YouTube channel of, people can actually see your stuff. You couldn't do this 20 years ago. No
Yeah,
one would see your
true.
stuff. No one person.
True.
You had
True.
to go through the TV. You had to go to a studio. You had to have.
Mm.
Now you don't need millions of dollars. So if
Yeah,
you if you're
true.
motivated and you want to work hard, or you have this dream, you can make it happen. It's not easy. It's not
Mm.
easy,
That's
but you
all.
can
That's
make it
all.
happen.
Okay. So, the next question is, okay, do you have any forthcoming projects we should actually anticipate from you?
Sorry, do I have any?
Do you have any upcoming projects we should anticipate from you?
Yeah,
Uh,
so I'm working on the one that you've been seeing. I've been working on this thing for years. I think it's 4 years now. I'm not
well,
even halfway. That's because I've got to spread my time with other work. But
okay.
I'm trying to finish that movie off, and that's the painter, the guy that you've seen. So
Yeah,
that'll
sure.
take another at least 2 years to finish it.
Okay.
I'm trying to get some funding for that so I can go and do that full time, and then it'll take
Right.
2 years. If I have to do it like I've been doing it, it'll take another
Yeah.
4 years, 5 years,
Homeless.
and
Wow.
then after that I've got, yeah, it's just takes so long. After
Yeah.
that I've got about 9 projects that are lined up,
Okay.
and over the next years, I'll probably have to get in other people to help me,
So, okay.
or yeah, or take some of these projects and because that's the other thing, you don't. That's the other thing to keep in mind.
Mm,
There's a whole business behind animation, so
yeah.
you don't have to go and create a whole movie yourself. What you can do, and probably what's a better idea if you actually want to make money, is to create a story, create characters,
Mm,
create a pitch. You actually create a so you don't make the whole thing. You make a little bit as a bit of a show reel or a
yeah.
or a pilot as well, maybe a
Sure.
minute, maybe 3 minutes, and then
Yeah.
you create the whole infrastructure or the whole. So you write a script, you design the characters, you do characters, design the set, the whole. You create the
Yeah.
world, and then you take that, and instead of you doing that, like for out of these 9 projects that I've got, probably 6 or 7 of them I'm going to be doing this with. You take that, and then you go to producers either here in Africa or overseas, and they will buy your concept and they will go and make it. That's a very very smart way of playing this game if you want to make it a business. So the business behind animation, it's not, you don't have to do everything yourself. So
That's true.
that can be very lucrative if you can get that right. Again, it's not easy. There's a lot of people doing that all the time. But if you really work on your project, if you have a really good idea for, so there's a few in South Africa that have been bought up by Netflix. The names escape me right now. It's embarrassing. And I know there's many in Africa that have started from virtually nothing and have been bought up and they're not getting made overseas. So that's a very, very good way to play this game if you want to make it a business. If you want to be part of the animation, then if you just want to make the animation yourself, then that's fine. But if you actually want to be part of the business of animation, that's another way to play it. So yeah.
Thank you very much for
So my sorry, say again.
I said you're actually a legend to say in this game. And I think I'm going to compare you with some names that I actually know. You're a legend of your own, and I just want to tell you to continue doing what you want, continue doing it, and then I just want to say a lot of people are learning from you, and including me, right? It was because of you I decided to start to the animation. So I don't think if there wasn't you, there wasn't going to be Jai animations. You understand? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. And I'm being grateful for everything you do. And yes, I thank you very much for having you in my space today. Yeah. So we have
Thank
actually,
you. Thank
yeah,
you very much for asking me.
true, true. So we have actually come to the end of this session. I'm going to edit it and upload it on YouTube. That's fine by you, right? Okay, so take care of yourself, sir.
And
I
if
really
I
appreciate your time. Okay, he said. Hello, he
thank you
said.
very much. Thank
Okay,
you
okay.
very much.
Okay, I really
Thank you.
appreciate you and bye, sir. Yeah.
Bye bye. Thank you. Thanks for watching this. Once again, if you haven't, please go ahead and subscribe. Please also go and subscribe to my email list. And once again, thanks very much for watching. Keep on animating out there, and I hope I'll see you around here again real soon. All the best. Bye.